You're listening to Flip Empire, the show committed to helping real estate entrepreneurs who want to build their empire without sacrificing their life. Your success and freedom starts now with your host, Alex Pardo.
This is episode 667, and if you are joining the Flip Empire show for the first time, my name is Alex Pardo. I want to welcome you. Hopefully, you make this podcast part of your everyday rotation, and you will allow me to be a part of your journey in your business and in your life. I think the title doesn't do it justice, at least from the feedback I've gotten. The Flip Empire show, this covers a lot more than just flipping. In fact, it's evolved throughout the 6+ years that I've had the opportunity to be the host of this podcast. And I think the content on today's podcast episode is going to be an example of that. So I want to definitely encourage you to plug into a lot of the previous episodes, in particular, the last one, where I gave some tips and some strategies and some best practices, things that you can be doing year end to set up the coming year, 2023, to put you in the best position to succeed. And a lot of that process starts with your mindset. It starts with reflection, and it starts with practical things that you can do and tools that you can leverage to help you accomplish the goals that maybe you've had on your list for a while that for whatever reason you haven't accomplished, or maybe the things you've been procrastinating on because of fear or doubt or limiting beliefs, things that we've all struggled with from time to time. I just wrapped up another Ascend Deep Dive Day, which is where I spent an entire day with one of our Ascend members. And it's so interesting that before we even get to the X's and O's, before we get to practical tips and strategies, before we address tweaks that can be made or modifications around the edges, as they say, sometimes we have to address what's in between our ears. We have to question what we believe to be true, the things that we don't believe to be true. And sometimes I think it's important that we have people in our lives that challenge our thinking, that expand our thinking. And so along the lines of that, I wanted to share with you a tool that was shared with me by somebody in my mastermind that is, I think this tool is so powerful because it's simple, it's on one page, and it summarizes what has been bouncing around in my head for a while. So oftentimes, if you've been subscribed, and hopefully you are, and you've listened to several episodes, you've heard me talk about the importance of having a vision. You've heard me talk about the importance of having clarity about what you want, why you want it, and then designing an action plan to go make it happen, right? But what I think I may have failed to go deeper on is, how do you get clarity? I've definitely gone deep on how to create a vision and gone through that process, but sometimes I think that can be up in the clouds for people listening. And sometimes I think it can be overwhelming. And what I know to be true is that when things are overwhelming and when people don't even know the first step, oftentimes it's a reason to put it off, and then life gets in the way and things happen. If I was on stage, I'd ask you to raise your hands or give me some sort of a verbal clue and cue that you can hear me and that you can resonate with what I'm saying, because I believe that we've all experienced that from time to time. But this particular tool, I think what it's going to allow you to do is make it very simple and easy for you to find clarity. Essentially what it is, and I want to give credit to Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach, but it's a powerful tool called the impact filter. And I want to thank my friend Huang for putting me in contact, or not putting me in contact, but for sharing this resource. And I want to provide a little bit of context as to how this came up in conversation. I believe that with challenges and with adversity come opportunity. And it can be a springboard for something even bigger, better, and greater. Just recently, my website was hacked. flipempire.com was hacked. And hopefully by the time that this is released, it's been resolved. But we're in the process of fixing those challenges, right? And with that, it's created issues in that my email for my assistant and myself haven't been working. And that's created a lot of friction. And, sometimes we take for granted the simple tools that we have at our disposal that we just expect to work. And when we don't have them or when they don't work, it can sometimes kind of turn your world upside down. And I realize I'm speaking, it's all perspective, right? Because that's a very minor challenge in the grand scheme of life and the things that people deal with. But it's been not a source of frustration, but it's been like, okay, well, this sucks. This is a pain in the butt to deal with. But what's come out of it is that now I'm in the process of interviewing certain web developers and copywriters, and what can come of it is a brand new, refreshed, much improved, better website that serves you, the audience. And that wouldn't have been on the radar. It wouldn't have been at the top of the priority list had it not been for the fact that the website was hacked. So in going through that process, I was thinking about, what do I want this website to deliver from a value perspective? How can you, the viewer or the visitor, how can you walk away with something that impacts you in your life and business? And my friend told me he's like, you should fill out the impact filter. And I'm like, what's the impact filter? And essentially it's a thinking process tool that filters out everything except for the impact that you want to have. And it essentially what it does is it gets you to think about what it is you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, what are the best and worst possible results or outcome, and then how do you define success? So essentially, it's just a tool that gives you clarity and intentionality. And it's something that you can apply to your goals. It's something you can apply to your personal life, to your business, anything you want to accomplish where you feel like you might be lacking a little bit of clarity. This can be a very valuable tool. So if you want, my website may or may not be down right now. So otherwise I would have given you an opportunity to just get this. But again, I want to give credit to Strategic Coach. If you Google Strategic Coach, the impact filter, you should be able to access it. But what I want to do is I want to summarize this very simple tool for you. And it is broken up into 3 different sections or categories. The first one is project/focus. The second one is selling yourself. And the third one is the success criteria. Now, this won't take me but 3 or 4 minutes to explain. But even if you don't have the PDF, just listening to this podcast a couple of times can really, really help you. So I want to encourage you and challenge you to apply this to your goals. Apply this to anything that you're looking to accomplish. So the first one, under project and focus, there's 3 subcategories: purpose, importance, and ideal outcome. And there's 2 questions in each of these subcategories. So under purpose, what do you want to accomplish and what is your motivation? And now here's the key. As I'm in the process of going through this, keep it short, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate this. You don't need to write a novel. In fact, on the 1-page tool, you'll see that there's just a small little box for a writing area. So be succinct, be direct, be thoughtful and intentional. And that's what this tool is going to help you to do. It's to gain clarity with intentionality. So under purpose, what do you want to accomplish and what is your motivation? Under importance, what is the difference this will make and what impact will it have? What's the difference it's going to make? What impact will this have? And then lastly, the third subcategory under project and focus is your ideal outcome. What does the completed project look like and what is the payoff? Okay, what does the completed project look like and what is the payoff? Keep it short, keep it simple. This shouldn't take you but 5-10 minutes. Answer those questions, right? Don't overthink it. And if you're getting stuck and you're the type of person that tends to analyze everything and does a bunch of, you're a fact finder, you do a bunch of research, suspend that MO for now and just stream of consciousness, just write. The second section, right? There's 3 sections of this impact filter thinking tool. The second one is selling yourself. So write, what's the best result? What's possible if you do take action on this, right? So what's possible if you do take action on this? And then what's the worst result? What's at risk if you don't take action? Go through this and you'll find that you're going to sell yourself on, this is a classic pain versus pleasure. What's the best result if you take action? What's the worst result, or what's at risk if you don't take action? And then last and not least, the success criteria. Write down a list of things. What are the specific results that must be true for this project to be a success? And come up with a minimum of 5, if not 8, 9, or 10 things, right? So like the success criteria, what specific results must be true for this project to be a success? So as an example, what must be true? Well, I have to have the right team around me, as an example, or I have to identify the person that is going to spearhead this project. And that might be you. That might be somebody on your team. You might have to time block. You might have to just focus on the project and not be distracted. You might need to turn off your email, Facebook, whatever. Those are just a few just from the hip examples of what you might feel are specific results that must be true for the project to be a success. Right? Maybe it's having a deadline, a completion date on the project. Maybe it's a phone call, a meeting you have to schedule, an email you have to send. I'm just kind of like giving you just food for thought here. So again, it's called the impact filter. There's 3 sections: project and focus, selling yourself, and success criteria. So I think they've done a beautiful job of summarizing everything on a simple document that can get your wheels turning, that can start to give you clarity and intentionality if you feel you're lacking that around a specific area in your life or business. It could be goal setting. This could be applied to your team, by the way. So anyways, I believe part of my job here as the host of this particular podcast is to not just share my experiences, my knowledge, my failures, i.e. lessons learned, not just to bring experts that can share their knowledge and experience and can share with you mindset tips and strategies for your business and frameworks for living a better life, but also for being a funnel for valuable tools and information. And I believe, even though this is not something I created, it's something I recently came across, and I'm already noticing an impact that it's having just in the way I'm thinking, that I wanted to come on here and share that with you. Because at this time of the year, you might be listening to this at some point in the future. You could be planning for the next quarter, for the next month, for the next week, or even the next day. This is a valuable tool that you can apply at any point of the year. So with that being said, my friend, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and some of the other platforms out there. And then if you want to connect with us, about ascendyoursuccess.com. And then I've also had people that every so often reach out to me about different opportunities within the real estate space, whether it's lending opportunities or whether it's getting involved in the next storage deal on the debt or the equity side, whatever it might be. Feel free to reach out to me. You know where to find me on social, or you can just send me an email. With that being said, my friend, have an amazing day, and I will connect with you on the next one. All right, my friend, I hope you enjoyed that Flip Empire episode and got a lot of value out of it. Make sure to check the show notes page for any resources that were mentioned. And speaking of resources, honestly, I don't think I've done the best job of sharing with you my top curated, highly recommended tools and resources that I use in my business or have used in my business. In some cases, these are affiliate relationships with people that I highly trust and respect. And I know these tools and resources can help you and your business go to the next level. And as an ethical bribe, if you decide to try out one of these resources using my link, I will go ahead and send you an unadvertised bonus. I'll send you something of high value. All you got to do is shoot me an email, alex@flipempire.com. Go ahead and let me know that you tried out this resource, and however I can help you getting started with that. Chances are that I know it very, very well and currently use it or have used it. So make sure to check that out, flipempire.com/resources. And if I can be of help or service to you in any way, just shoot me an email, alex@flipempire.com, and I will do anything I can for you. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next show.